because like I'm not going to play Debo. I was considering Kittle, right? Because everybody's going to be. It's a little bit of a narrative. I also think it's a good matchup. I played his receiving yards over. I grabbed that right away. But I was thinking, man, everybody's going to be talking about Travis Kelce, best tight end in the game. Maybe Kittle's going to feel a little slighted. But let's say he gets in the end zone twice. He has 8 receptions, 115 yards. Brock Purdy is the guy throwing him the football.
Yes.
So it's most likely going to be a Brock Purdy award, especially because, he's a great story. Mr. Irrelevant, now Super Bowl champion, maybe. So I could see that happening. The only thing I've done, I have the Pacheco. I have Kelce.
You have the attempts or you have the yards?
MVP.
Oh, Pacheco MVP.
Yeah. And then I'm considering Nick Bosa.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about that last night. I think that, again, going back and looking at defensive players that have won Super Bowl MVP, he's going to have to go out there, have a couple of sacks, generate a turnover, maybe a defensive touchdown, and then that's on top of Brock Purdy not playing well or Christian McCaffrey having just a pedestrian Christian McCaffrey game. It has to be a really defensive game for somebody like that to do it.
Yeah.
But the price makes sense.
Yeah.
That's kind of what you're doing at this point. If you're still looking at Super Bowl MVP right now heading in, and you want to kind of find something that's a little more of a long shot where the price is worth it, that may be the direction to go.
Pacheco's going to have to be a huge part of the game plan. I actually think he's my only Chiefs player outside of Mahomes I would bet on MVP. I really think that's the only player I could see winning MVP other than Mahomes if it's a lower scoring game and this is not a 3-4 touchdown performance. If it's 21, 24 points, well, okay, Mahomes might have a touchdown and 230 yards and be flawless, no mistakes, but if Pacheco gets 2 touchdowns and 90 yards at 30-1 or whatever the number's sitting at currently,
it was 120-1. When I bet it a couple weeks ago.
What did you get at? Sorry,
it's 120-1. Wow. I played some Kelce 66-1 too. I mean, just kind of thinking the same thing.
If you want to put me on the spot, I'm gonna go with the Kansas City Chiefs for the given fact that I like what Brock Purdy does. I still feel that Spags is going to have some stuff in his bag where he's going to try to confuse him. And if he can turn Purdy over once or twice, I think that may be the difference in the game. But what I feel is that Kyle Shanahan has a lot of trust in his quarterback, but it's going to be a McCaffrey game.
Yeah.
It should be a McCaffrey game.
Yeah.
If you saw the way that Ty Johnson was running on the field, if you saw the way that Josh Allen was running over the Chiefs, if you saw the way that Cook was running on those guys, like McCaffrey should have 120-something rushing yards. He's going to be effective in the pass game, and then he should be strategic, taking his shots downfield to Deebo Samuel and to my man Brandon Ayuk. And if they can do that, then that falls into the Niners game plan. But if the Chiefs can control the clock, get a couple turnovers, and then be strategic with the way they're using Rasheed Rice and Travis Kelce, then I feel they're going to pull out with the win. And that's what I'm anticipating the Chiefs win.
We still got
I hadn't been to a show in a long time, and I had heard about this show. It was supposed to be like Cirque du Soleil, right? And I love Cirque du Soleil.
So do
I
I.
don't know about you.
No, yeah.
And I was like,
I do too.
And I was like, hey, if you want to meet up, like, do you want to go get a show? And he's like, oh, I'd love to see a show. And I was like, yeah, I'm hearing good things about this show, Absinthe.
I've seen it.
I've seen it.
Oh, okay.
I hadn't seen it yet, though. So we go to Absinthe. This person's like, there's like just a professional amicability, right? So you think you're going to see Cirque du Soleil, and it is an erotic show. It's an erotic.
I wonder why you weren't telling us the name of this person.
And they look at me while we're like 45 minutes into this, and I am mortified. And my face is red. It's hot. I feel like I'm kind of watching a movie with a sex scene in it, like where's Billy Bob and Halle Berry, and you're with your parents.
Yeah, that happened before.
You don't look at each other. Like, you just pretend it's not happening.
Oh, no.
And they tap me on the shoulder, and they're like, did you know it was going to be like this?
Nope.
What are you trying to tell me? And I'm like, I am so sorry. And they're like, this is hilarious. And they roast me about it every time we get together. Remember when you took me professionally to an erotic show?
That was back in the day. Now, as a dad, and I got daughters,
It's
I
plus
used
500
it.
on
Like
the
you are plus 125 to get your homework done by 8:00. Give them an incentive, things like that. Racing, like they used to race up the stairs, down the street, whatever. Make one a favorite. Taught them lessons that they probably are going to use in life, but you always have to be thinking that way. And when you start that way at a young age, and I got in the business I went to the Caribbean in 1997 and learned it in the offshore world.
Yeah.
At the top. And then I ended up getting out of it and moved back to Vegas and have been here 21 years. I can't believe what I've seen change since PASPA passed.
What is the top in an exotic place like the Caribbean? Like, paint that picture for us.
Oh, there's a place called Mambo Beach. When you get time, Google Mambo Beach, Curacao. You can probably do it right now.
She's going right to the Google machine.
Yeah. Mambo, Mambo Beach, Curacao. And that's the picture you'll see right there. That's our office was across the street.
Wow.
Our office was across the street with a compound up here. Walked under that sign every day in the afternoon to take a break and go swim and come back. I learned about life. Forget about the education. I got a PhD in the business, but I learned about life and how important it is to enjoy the ride while you're going, because we're so in our lives here in a hurry to get this, to get the next thing, to keep moving, and always we forget. So I've been in that mindset the whole time I've been in Vegas, and it's fast here. But you guys are from back east.
Yeah.
You guys are used to fast.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you're at Bruno Mars. You're here one night. You're at Bruno Mars.
I already lost my credit card, Dave.
Did you really?
My wife's pissed.
He's minus 200 to lose
I
it
didn't.
again.
No, I didn't know.
Poor Val.
Now I
What are you
found it.
doing?
Now I found it, Dave. All right, I got one for you.
We're going to set odds on him losing his dignity at some point.
I
haven't done that yet.
21 years. We went to Bruno last night. What's your favorite show that you've seen in Vegas in the last 21 years?
So, I brought I reunited with my wife here. I ended up proposing to her on New Year's Eve under the fireworks here and all that stuff. But the one show that we went to when we were reuniting was Danny Gans. Danny Gans put on a show.
Yeah.
He's gone, unfortunately, but it was the quintessential Vegas show. He was an entertainer, singer, dancer. The show was so electric.
Yeah.
I left that with energy going, I don't know if I ever would have gone to see him without being minus 140 to maybe hook up with my wife.
Yeah.
You know, but she wanted to go. We're like, yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
So it worked out. And we're married 20 years with 3 kids.
Do you think
I
that's
think
the
it was
reason?
the right show.
Yeah. Wide receiver class is ridiculously
Stacked.
good.
Yes.
Like, I love all these guys. Yeah, I mean, and they'll have some money to spend too. Just
Keon Coleman.
imagine if they get Keon
Yeah.
Coleman with Pat Mahomes.
Yeah.
Oh, I just got the shivers. Imagine if they got a Mike Evans though. If you give Pat Mahomes, I mean, he had Tyreek Hill, right? But if you gave him like a big wide receiver on the outside, man, I mean, like he could put up like Brady Moss numbers.
He's never had a wide receiver one like that.
No, just Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
And Tyreek Hill is like my height.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. They might be even better. That's why, I mean, you said it a couple times this week, but like if you were ever going to beat the Chiefs and beat Mahomes, this was probably the year to do so. Because they're only going to get better.